So here we have the assembly follow-up for the 9-inch Ford axle that I had to counterbore the seal diameters deeper. So we'll talk about seals. I said we'd discuss seals later. So 9-inch Fords, as far as I ever know, when Ford actually built them back in the dark ages, before the internet, they always had inner axle seals right here, and they wrote in there. And somehow throughout all these reproductions, I mean, there's more 9-inch Fords on the earth now, by millions probably, than Ford built. Somehow, I don't know, it's been, when I started looking into this problem, and I've seen it in the wild with other axles show up here and they don't have an inner wheel seal and they leak. And it was suggested to me by, I called around, no, you don't have to run that axle seal. We just run this. Well, this is the seal. That's that bearing in the seal assembly. This seal here is meant to keep bugs and grease and grit out of the wheel bearing. This is a packed wheel bearing. You pack it with grease, which I will do when I assemble it. I got the other side all together. So, I guess it works for some people, but it hasn't worked for me, and I've seen it not work for others. And, so now let's talk about the seal. This seal is 1.5 inches. This was supplied. This is 1 9/16 journal here. So that would be squish the living snot out of to get that over that, and it's going to burn itself up, probably fail in no time. So I got the correct seal. It's 1 9/16 inches, just like the shaft, fits on it perfect, 2.5 inch OD. You can see the blend here. I mean, that's what offsetting the 4-jar and the big lathe was about, was to get this bore to track and not leave a lip where it wasn't cutting and a shoulder that you ran into. Like I said, I'm not making myself out to be a genius, but this stuff has to be correct. And it's like a puzzle. I mean, you have to sort through the different steps here and make it work as good as it can. I'm not saying this housing's junk. It certainly isn't. It's a very nice housing. But they do have some run out in them when they're welded together. And welding the spring pads on bows them too. So when I build a 9-inch Ford, I try and do all this stuff, all the bracketry and all this stuff, and I put the wheel bearing ends on, the axle bearing ends on last. That's what I try to do. We can't always do it, but that's what I try to do. So I'm going to assemble this, and I want to correct, previously I said steam powered machine shop. I got it's Dave Richards, not Dave Williams, Dave Richards, and he still is my hero. So correct that, and we're going to move on, get this assembled, and get it back to the owners.